Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Programming in My Way. In last session, we have discussed about basics of structure. We have covered theoretical definition of structure. We have covered how to define structure, how to declare structure variable, and also we have covered how to initialize structure variable at compile time and run time. So now in this session, we are going to see one C program which will combine all these concepts together. So we are going to see the C program for structure. So I have taken one problem statement here. See, we are going to write C program to define structure student. Getting? So in exam, if we have this problem statement, then we are going to see the C program for this. See, C program, we are going to write C program to define structure student. So see, our structure will be student. Getting? Now what will be there inside that structure student? So that is given here. See, structure student with roll number, average and name details. That means whatever structure we are going to define, that structure will have these three members. That is roll number, average and name. So these three members will be present in our structure student. Next, accept details of two students. So here what is given? They are saying that you need to accept two structure details. That means there will be two student information. Getting? That means we require two structure variables. Getting? And print those on output screen. That means they are saying that you need to print that student information on output screen. Getting? And see what is given. Use runtime initialization. That means they are saying that don't use compile time initialization, use runtime initialization method. And in earlier lecture we have already mentioned that the runtime initialization method is the recommended method because it gives flexibility to user to give his or her own values. Whereas compile time initialization, that is not flexible method. Getting? So every time our interviewer or in exam we are getting runtime initialization. Getting? To accept the values from user. That means we are going to use scanf function for that. So this is the problem statement. So see, I am explaining this problem statement one more time. See what is given. We need to write C program to define structure student with three members, roll number, then average and name. And they are saying that accept information of two student. So as two student means two structure variables will be there and we need to print that information on output screen. Getting? And we are going to read information from student. So we need to use runtime initialization. So this is the problem statement. So now we'll see C program for this. Okay. So see, what is given first? We need to define structure student. Okay. Now see, as we are going to read information from user, so obviously we are going to use scanf function and we are going to print that information on output screen. So we require printf and scanf. So you know that printf and scanf, these two functions are present in yesterday our .h header file. So we should include that header file first. Hash include yesterday.io.h header file because we are going to use printf and scanf functions from this header file. Getting? Now as we are learning this C programming language on Ubuntu operating system, so we have already mentioned that we don't require get ch and clrsr functions, so we don't require conio.h header file right now. Getting? Now what is given in problem statement? We need to write C program which defines structure student. Okay, so see, we can define structure student. Getting? So we have already discussed the example of structure definition. We have already covered the structure definition general syntax. Okay, so see how to define structure. So struct keyword and structure name. So that is already given. You need to take student structure. Now inside this bracket, what should be there? So structure members. So they have given that three member should be there. Getting? So roll number, average and name. So see, you know that you can take roll number in integer. Getting? You can take roll number in integer. Then what is next? It is average. So I will take average in float data type. Getting? And what is next? Name. So you know that to store string value you should use character array. So this is what structure definition. Getting? So this is what structure definition. Now very important thing. See, I am writing or I am defining this structure before main. Getting? So remember that this is what global definition, or it is what global structure definition. That means whatever functions will be present in your program, so this structure definition will be known to all those functions, because we are defining our structure before main. So before main means this is a global place. You can also define this structure inside main, but in that case only main will be knowing about your structure definition. Getting? So for this program I am defining my structure student globally. Getting? So this is what global definition, global structure definition. Getting? You can also define structure inside main or inside any other function, but in that case that function will be knowing about your structure definition. Getting? So this is what structure definition at global place. Okay, now after this we require what? Main function. Okay, now see what was problem statement. C program to define structure student with members roll number, average and name. So here we have defined three members, roll number, average and name with their data type. Getting? So we know that whenever we define structure definition, memory will not be allocated. Getting? Memory will not be allocated. This is just for compiler. So compiler can understand that user created one structure student with these three members and these are their data types. So memory will not be allocated. Here just compiler will predict the memory. Getting? Memory in actual memory will not be allocated. So when memory will be allocated? When we declare structure variables, because based on structure variable only compiler can understand that how many student information user wants to store. Getting? So till this point we have not tell the compiler that how many student information we want to store. Getting? So now your job is to tell how many student information you want to store. So that job will be done by declaring structure variable. So how to declare structure variable? There are two methods. We'll see this one. Struct, then what is structure name? Student. And see, I'm going to store information of two students. So I will require two structure variables. So at this point of time, the memory will be allocated to your S1 and S2. So see how memory will be allocated. So we have already discussed this. So see, S1 has three members, roll number, average and name, and S2 has three members, roll number, average and name. Why? Because the type of S1 and S2 is same, that is struct student. So whatever structure members are there in student, roll number, average and name, they will be applicable for S1 and S2 both. Getting? So consider this is S1. Getting? So see, roll number, consider suppose 1 to 4 bytes will be required for integer, then average 4 bytes and then 10 bytes. So see here 4 bytes and then 10 bytes. So consider this is roll number, name of member, then average and then name. Getting? So this will be what? S1. This will be what? S1. Now see, to access this block, you should use notation S1 dot roll number. To access this block, you should use S1 dot avg, and to access this block, you should use S1 dot name. Getting? In similar way, S2 will be occupy the memory. Getting? In similar way, S2 will occupy its memory like this. So see, S2 will have roll number, S2 will have average, S2 will have name. Because the type of S1 and S2 is same, that is struct student. So this thing will be happen with memory. Now So we want to store information of two students. That's why I have declared two structure variable, that is S1 and S2. Now what is next? Now we need to accept information of student from user. So see, use printf. So see, which type of information we are going to accept from user? Roll number, average and name. So print that message to user. Enter roll number, then average and name of student. Name of student. Or see what we are going to do. First we are going to accept information of first student. So I will use separate printf for this. So first this printf will be executed and this static message will be displayed to user, that is enter roll number, average and name of first student. Getting? So we'll read information of first student by using scanf. So see, which type of information we are going to read? Roll number, it is in integer, average it is in float and name it is in character. So you should use their respective format specifiers. Getting? So percent is for integer, percent f is for float and percent s is for string. Now what is next? What is next? As we have discussed, the memory structure will be like this. This will be name, this will be avg and this will be roll number. Getting? And this whole will be S1. So see, this will be addresses. So we already discussed that this will be 4 byte block and this will be 10 byte block. So total 18 bytes will be reserved for S1. Getting? Now if this is the address of 1000 is the address of roll number. Getting? Now there are 4 addresses. We already discussed this. This block has 4 bytes. So there are 4 addresses: 1000, 1001, 1002, 1003. Getting? So the next address will be 1004. Getting? Then 4, 5, 6, 7 and this address will be 1008. Getting? So see, whenever we are referring any block, though it has more than one addresses, we are using or we are referring that block based on the address of first byte. Remember this statement. See, whenever we are referring any memory block, though it has more than one addresses, we are referring that block based on the address of first byte. So see, here this block has 4 bytes. So definitely there are 4 addresses. Getting? So 1000, 1001, 1002 and 1003. But we are always referring this block based on the address of first byte, that is 1000. So here 1004 and 1008. Getting? So remember this. So we want to store information of roll number. Getting? So S1 means first student and S2 means second student. So right now we are interested to read information of first student. Getting? So which information we are going to read first? Roll number. So see, which notation we should use? S1 dot roll number. Getting? So S1 dot roll number means roll number of first student. Getting? S1 dot average of first student. S1 dot name of first student. Getting? So you should use this notation. As see, we are going to read integer value, so you should use ampersand operator and S1 dot roll number, comma and S1 dot avg. And see, for reading string value, we are not using AND operator. You can also use AND operator like this if you want to use. See, as that is array, because there are 10 addresses. So and S1 dot and name is a character array. You can also use like this. Either you can use directly S1 dot name, because name of array is itself base address. Or if you want to use ampersand, then use ampersand S1 dot name 0. Getting? In both way you can do this. But see, this is simple one. Directly use structure variable and array name. Getting? So with this you can read the information of first student. In similar way you can read information of second student. So printf enter roll number, average and name of second student, then scanf format specifier will be same, %d, %yes, then and s2 roll number, then and s2 dot average, and then s2 dot name. Getting? So see, here we have read information of second student, and what is last part of problem statement? Now we need to print this information on output screen. Getting? So use printf. Student information is. So see, this is static printf. Student information is, this message will be displayed, and see printf. See which type of information will be printed: %d, %f, %s. Getting? So see %d, %f, %s. Getting? Now see, here we want to print this information with some spaces. So I will use here, see, /t, then %f/yes, and see these three values will be printed: roll number of first student, then average of first student, and name of first student. And after this, suppose I want what we can say, or second student information should be printed on new line. So I will use /n over here. Getting? Comma. Okay, what will be next? Now where the information of first student is present, Getting? So see, this is the memory representation. This is what? S1. Consider name of student is ABC. Suppose average marks is this one and roll number is 1, 2, 3. So this is what? Roll number. This is AVG and this is name. And this is what? S1. Getting? So we want to print this 1, 2, 3. Okay, so how to get that? So based on this notation, S1 dot roll number. So see, S1 dot roll number. Getting? Roll number of first student. So comma S1 dot roll number. How to print this average? S1 dot AVG. S1 dot AVG. And how to get this? S1 dot name. Getting? Okay, S1 dot name. So this is what? Printf. And see, okay, I am using separate printf for printing information of second student. You can also combine both printf into one. Okay, so consider if this is S2 and consider these are the values. Name is DF 90.5 and this is roll number. So printf. Getting? We already use /n to print this output on new line. Okay, so see %d, then I want a space there, so /t, then %f/t, %s. Now after this we are not going to print anything, so /n is not required here. And where roll number is present, roll number of second student is present, S2 dot roll number. So see, S2 dot roll number. Where average is present, S2 dot AVG, and where name is present, S2 dot name. Getting? So with this we have printed the information of second student. Okay, and then final statement return 0 and then complete main. So see, through this program we have combined all those things. We have covered structure definition here. We have covered how to declare structure variable. We have taken two variables, S1, S2. Then see, we have seen runtime initialization. This is runtime initialization. This is what runtime initialization. And also we have seen how to make use of dot operator. Getting? See, here we are using dot operator. Getting? So very important thing. See, when to use dot operator. Getting? If you want to access the value of structure member, if you want to access the value of structure member by using simple structure variable, by using simple structure variable. See here, S1 and S2, these are simple structure variable. S1 and S2, these are simple structure variable. So based on simple structure variable, if you want to access the value of structure member, then use dot operator. Getting? And when to use arrow operator? If you want to access the value of structure members by using structure pointer, then you can use this operator, arrow operator. This is the difference between arrow operator and dot operator. When to use dot operator? When you want to access the structure member value by using simple structure variable. See, S1 and S2, these are simple structure variable. But if you want to access structure member value by using structure pointer, then use this operator. So in next lecture, we'll see how to access structure member value by using structure pointer. Getting? So here we have covered the structure definition, structure variable declaration, and structure variable initialization with the help of C program. Okay, so thank you. If you like my video, then please like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also don't forget to press bell icon. Thank you.